Good morning. It's the last day of March 2022, March 31st. It's just below freezing, or is it just above freezing? I don't know. It's around freezing. I think it was -2 or something like that. And I don't want to wander too far away, so I'm just going to walk over to Lakeview and we'll wander over there. Maybe go over to the bridge and we'll walk through Rotary Park, which I haven't done for a while. And then zigzag my way back through Lakeview. Something like that, I think, is what I'm going to do. Keeping an eye out for the ice. And the cars. A lot of traffic here for no particular reason, given the time. Usually walk on the dike on Mondays, so I won't walk on the dike today. I'll just go over to Garnet Street, cross the bridge there. Well, Kickstarter remains funded, oddly enough. Went up a couple of $100 past fully funded yesterday, so hopefully it will keep growing a bit. I'd like it to grow a lot, but no control over that. That is, of course, the Kickstarter to, I'll go this way, fund an anthology featuring science fiction and fantasy by authors who are guests of my podcast, The World Shapers. Lots of great backers rewards remain, books, ebooks, audiobooks. Your name used as a character in a story, short story critique for me. Even a 3-month mentorship for me, just for only $3,000. And yeah, all that is there. It's at tinyurl.com, Shapers of Worlds 3, numeral 3 will take you to it. And it's live for another week. It'll end 7 days from an hour from now. So 7 days and 55 minutes left. Nice sunny day. I think it's supposed to go to +5 or something like that. Or was it even +8? It's going to be quite warm this afternoon. But I didn't want to wait. I have a couple of online meetings this afternoon, so wanted to get my walk out of the way here and get on with editing and stuff that I have to do. Tons of that kind of stuff always. There's Henderson Terrace, I always point out. Historic housing. 1913, I remember now. And I stepped down unexpectedly because, again, the biggest hazard here is not watching your feet. There's a bit of ice to watch out for sure. I'm currently editing Spring Magazine, and I noticed that, which is a magazine of for emerging writers in Saskatchewan, put out by the Saskatchewan Writers Guild. And I noticed that. Morning. One of my authors lives on this street, so we're practically neighbors. Oof. And the ice almost got me there. It didn't look like ice, but it was. I did decide to wear my boots today after just wearing my runners yesterday because there was enough puddles to avoid. And I'm going to be in a residential area where it's iffy sometimes. But as long as I avoid the ice, In some ways this is the worst because most of the sidewalk is perfectly clear. But then you'll see, like, lurking right there in that patch of shade is a patch of ice. And if you're not paying attention, it could get you. It's a rather nasty patch of ice, in fact, which was almost invisible till I was right on top of it. It's really surprising how long it takes the snow to melt completely. As I say, it's because it self-refrigerates, so you have a pile of it, and that on the bottom keeps the rest of it cold. So it takes a long time to melt down from the top. But if you get exposed grass and then the sun gets on it, it'll melt quickly where that happens. Another patch of ice. And there's our friendly footbridge. You have to cross the creek somewhere going south. So the Kickstarter's done in a week, but the work's just beginning on the anthology. Plus there's stuff to do post-Kickstarter, like to continue to promote things, so. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the creek. See, there's still snow and ice on that side, which is more in the shade. And if we look this way, same thing. These patches of, I think they're foam and not ice, but it's hard to be sure. You can see it moving though. There is a current. It's not very swift. It's not Swift Current, which of course is the name of a city in southwest Saskatchewan, aka Speedy Creek. Don't think the ski trails are functional anymore. I think you can walk on them now. We'll go down here through Rotary Park. This side of the creek. Haven't been along for a while. I haven't. Alright, just making sure it's focused. Probably it was, but it might not. Ah! There you go again. I wasn't watching, and that was pure ice right there. Honestly. Bit more ice here because the sun simply doesn't get back here. Between the tall houses and the trees. You can literally see it. How the shadows kind of line up with the edge of the ice. Sun's getting higher in the sky all the time. Eventually the sun will find us. I mean, we're past the equinox, so. The nights are now shorter than the days. Lots of geese making comments. probably won't need my hat for the whole walk. Yeah, I'll say, definitely thin. Comes my first dog. Morning. That's where you get down low, close to the creek, which is why this berm is over here, because sometimes this will flood. Yeah, another spot to watch out for. That one's mostly melted. I have seen this flooded, not recently, but a few years ago. And there's openings in the dike, which you can sandbag those. We'd walk along that path, but not cleared. Culvert. Big puddle and patch of ice. If I had proper water boots, that'd be fun to crunch in. If I was a kid, that's totally what I would do. These boots aren't that waterproof, and that's pretty deep in the middle. I don't know what that is. You can hear the water running under the bridge up here, over the dam. The dam makes the lake. Which I will walk around tomorrow. Tomorrow being lake walking day, or as you know it, Friday. I get a good look at the running water up here at the corner, I think. Don't know if you can hear it or not through the mic. Assuming the external mic is still working, I think it is. It does seem to be temperature related. It's mostly kept working since the temperature warmed up. There you go. You can see it a little bit. We'll see it better up here. That's this patch of ice. As the lake empties itself into the creek. All right, well, that was Rotary Park. Now what am I going to do? I think I'll just do a wander through Lakeview, more or less at random, as I often do. Nice along here to watch out for too. So I'll probably make that because that's a long light. Well, let's see. I'll go down one block here and then start zigzagging to the right, I think is what I'll do. Live in that house. don't know if the person that I knew still lives there or not. She might. She's an MLA. She's certainly handy to the legislature. Some of these you can see better now because there's no leaves on the trees than you can later in the year. Got to crunch a little ice there. So how long did I take to get to here? Can't be very long. 10 minutes? A bit longer. Anyway, I'll now zigzag away from noisy Albert into Lakeview over here. There's the legislative building. Walk on this as well. That looks okay. Take advantage of the crosswalk. It's just if you're going to get ice, it's going to be more on this side than the other side because of the shade. But it looks reasonably clear. Deer. Hello, deer. Except here, the driveways can be nasty. Not only do they tend to get ice on them, but they slope downward. That's what made me fall back on November 11th, was the driveway. So my foot slid sideways on the downward slope and down I went. I don't want to do that again. We'll zig up here on Angus now for a block and continue that pattern until it's time to reverse course. Over to the other side, because I normally walk on that side, so walking on this side is a little different. As long as I watch out for the ice in the shadows. That'd be a great title for a novel, actually, a fantasy novel, The Ice in the Shadows. Actually having an idea here. I won't say it though, because probably nothing will come of it, but more of a horror idea than a science fiction or fantasy idea. From the dogs, always dogs. Hey, that looks like our car, one of our cars. Same color, same make, more or less. Always point this one out. Another big one over there. Bigger than it used to be. It was expanded a few years ago. We will zig down this way on McCallum. Does this take us by the dollhouse, or is that on a different block? That's on a different block. And it's actually hasn't been a single residence for a long time, that one. At one time, when it was first built, it was a big one. Oh, I think I'll take off my hat. I'm starting to sweat. The blue and white one here, I like this kind of Spanish look to it. Another block to the south, or down, I guess. It's usually say going south is going down. In that house too. Briefly, it was on sale and we were looking at houses. We really wanted to buy them, but there's a big puddle. Not on sale, for sale, not the same thing. Today only 25% off your choice of houses. It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Not a lot of people on the live stream as far as my little numbers go, but like none at the moment. None. It's all right. Am I all alone? I'm all alone. I ain't got nobody. However, most people watch the recording, which is likely how you're watching this. So, thank you for that. Some days I get more in the live stream than others. Depends on the time of day. Depends on what other people are doing, obviously. It's hard to believe, but people actually do things like go to jobs and stuff instead of watching me walk in Lakeview for the 337th time. Not quite that much, but I do tend to walk in this neighborhood, in the Cathedral neighborhood, a lot because those are my neighborhoods. And I didn't feel like driving anywhere today, which is the other option. Tomorrow I'll be around the lake. And on the weekend maybe. I might take one day off. I often do on the weekend, but I'll probably drive somewhere more interesting one of those days. Avoiding the alleys on this walk because they're still really packed with snow and ice and puddles. Even the ones that look pretty good still have a lot of ice and puddles and snow on them. A lot of brick houses. Always puzzles me that there are so few brick houses. There are some, but never is the most popular. I suppose it was more expensive. Maybe. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe bricks just don't do that well in our climate. I don't actually know that either. Well, the freeze-thaw cycle. I could see them being subject to cracking And with the way that the ground heaves, like our house moves a lot every year, doors sometimes swing closed on their own, other times don't. Doors stick, doors don't stick. And of course cracks appear. The new drywall from a few years ago has cracks in it in places now. Although that's, in drywall it's easier to repair once you get around to it. In plaster it's harder, I think. And we used to have plaster walls, like all of these houses would have, lath and plaster. So when we did the renovations, we stripped everything out except for 1 or 2 rooms, down to the studs, put in drywall, plus, new insulation and all that kind of stuff. House is well insulated now, except for the windows, which are the same old windows that have always been there. That's where we lose most of our heat in the living room. It's out those windows. This is Hill Avenue. So maybe instead of going down that way, I'll just walk down here to the Hill Avenue shopping area and go past it and back over there. Maybe that's what I'll do. In fact, I'm sure that's what I'm doing because I just made that decision. Robinson Street. Nice greenhouse. Looks springy this time of year. I like that one. I'm not quite sure why there's a bright pink neon light shining in those upper windows. Now, I've seen them at Davin School too, so it makes me think they're like a greenhouse thing, for plants. Might just be decorative, I suppose, but it's a pretty shocking pink. Hill and McCallum get more traffic because they're broader and more direct. Well, they're more direct, but they're certainly broader. They seem to get more traffic. People heading to or coming from Albert Street. Some newer houses along here, as well as the older ones. Infill housing, they usually call that. Like those. Some of them fit into the neighborhoods better than others. There's the Hill Avenue shopping area up there that I was talking about, where we're headed to. That's pretty new one too there. I'd say it's brand new, not a renovated older one. It does fit into the neighborhood pretty well. Newer houses tend to be bigger than older houses too. Like the original houses, a lot of them are this size, and the newer ones tend to be bigger. I mean, there's bigger older ones too, obviously. So it's a mixture of houses, That's probably 60s. 60s or 70s. That's a new one. That's an old one. That's probably more like 40s, post-war, maybe. There's also a four-way stop up here we can use to cross Elphinstone, or Montague, I guess it's called down here. If you put up a fence like that, you pretty much have to put Christmas lights on it, which they have done. So we'll take a little walk by the commercial area here. $31, so that's only half an hour to there. Felt longer. Or seems like it should be longer. Now, I don't know why this little area, this little commercial area is here, what the original storyline was. These buildings have been here a long time, so I don't know if it was almost its own little village at one point. I don't know. 7-Eleven over there. So we got this little grocery store here. Been in a few times. It's small, but has, you know, necessities. A few fine foods. Hair and Aesthetics, Hill Avenue Drugs, Brewed Awakening. I don't know why I never come to this coffee shop. I could totally come here and write. Never think of it. Chinese restaurant, Nyers Cookware and Gadgets. We bought stuff in there. Advanced Denture Clinic. I believe this is also a hairstylist kind of place. Houston Pizza, Coco Nail Lounge, The Flower Shop, and then XTR Full Service. Gas station, also knife sharpening and skate sharpening. And Mini Tunes, whatever that is. Not Looney Tunes, something entirely different. I think I'll just go down this way now to Regina Avenue. See what the time is. Maybe I'll go down across the Elphinstone Bridge and walk along the dike to get back. Maybe that's what I'll do. Mini Tunes, small engine repair. Oh, okay. So not for your car necessarily, but for your lawnmower or your snowblower or your go-kart. Still doesn't show anybody watching me live, so you're presumably watching a recording of this. So I can say it was a nice day as I did this walk. Very pleasant temperature, warming up. Sun's out, no wind. Lovely Saskatchewan day. For the end of March 2022. Quarter of the way through the year already. I got big things coming up. End of April, I go up to Saskatoon for Sask Expo, our Comic Con type thing. Then I'll be at the one in Regina in mid-June. I'm also going to have a display and table at the Saskatchewan Libraries Association, so I can talk about Shadowpaw Press. The one at the Sask Expo includes Shadowpaw Press, but it's me, Edward Willett, author. Shadowpaw Press on the side. The one at for the libraries will be looks like a brand new house going up, obviously. The one on Saskatchewan Libraries will be Shadowpaw Press, specifically with me on the side as an author. I want libraries to know about me because I've got books coming out I think they would like to have in their collections. Thick Wood by Gail M. Smith. The Emir's Falcon by Matt Hughes. Shapers of Worlds Volume 3 just successfully kickstarted. All those should be out this fall. I've also got books, new editions of previously published books coming out. The first two will be Do a Tarot by Brad C. Anderson and Stay by Catherine Lawrence. And I've signed contracts with Leslie Godala for her science fiction trilogy that was originally published by Del Rey and a standalone, which will be the first one out, called Legend of Sarah. And a poetry book, Phases, by Belinda Betker. And if you're an author, I hesitate to say this, but I am going to open up to submissions sometime soon, once I see what happens with these first two books. A lot of it depends on how the grant situation works out. Creative Saskatchewan offers a book production grant, which I am heavily hoping to get in order to bring out these first two. I have gotten grants to help fund audiobook versions of both of them, so those will come out concurrently with the books themselves, which will be cool. Narrated by Elizabeth Klett, who narrated my Shards of Excalibur YA series. I hope to do audiobooks going forward, but I can't always go to that level of narrator if I don't get a grant. Otherwise, you're looking at hoping to get somebody that will do it just for a cut of the royalties, which can be done. I've done that as a narrator. I kind of regretted it because I didn't nearly make any money that covered the time and effort of doing the audiobook. And I want to do some more narration too, so honestly, there's so much to do. These are definitely post-war housing, possibly post-First World War housing. Yeah, tiny ones. I lived in one not much bigger than these, if any, as a bachelor, over on Garnet Street. It was built in post-First World War, so I suspect some of these are that old too, the size they are. Could be Second World War. There was a housing shortage after the Second World War as people came back from overseas. And a lot of houses were built then. Twentieth Avenue, another block up, takes us back to Regina Avenue. Don't know how the city decides they're going to put asphalt on a sidewalk as opposed to doing concrete. Or it's a concrete sidewalk and the easiest way to repair it is to put asphalt on it. Maybe. That's probably what it is. It's cheaper than rebuilding the sidewalk. Eventually the asphalt cracks and falls apart just like it does on the road. Again, the good old freeze-thaw cycle, which creates the ice that I keep watching out for. Doo-doo. Some bird over there. I don't actually think we're talking, it just sounds that way. Unlike Shadowpaw, he definitely talks. He doesn't communicate all that well, but he talks. We'll have long conversations where we meow at each other. He communicates when he wants treats. He makes that very obvious. And sort of the greeting, sort of interrogative meow sound. If he's asleep and you walk by, he seems asleep, he'll often wake up and go. Living with an animal is always interesting. Dog, cat, to see their cognitive process. Maybe not fish, which don't really have a cognitive process, but mammals. Birds definitely have some level of cognitive processing. Crows are very smart, kind of scarily smart sometimes. If I can, I'll cross right now. How long have I been out now? 42 minutes. We are on Regina Avenue. Regina is the capital of the province. It's the home of the RCMP. We have the exhibition, and in addition, Regina has CKCK TV. That was a television jingle from when I was a kid. And you know how things stick in your head when you see them on TV as a kid. I can still sing most of it. There was a whole list of neighborhoods I never quite got because I didn't even know what she was talking about, but some of it I knew. That was another verse. You can take a scenic drive around Wascana at Regina campus, get a degree. Folks that till the soil or drill for oil, they watch CKCK TV. Then there's a list of neighborhoods: Hillsdale and and Lakeview, and Lakeview, Douglas Park too. They watch CKCK TV. Carol Gay Bell wrote that, and I know Carol. She was artistic director for Saskatchewan Express for a long time. I auditioned for her once. Quickly discovered that while I had the singing talent for audition for Saskatchewan Express, I did not have the ability to move to music, aka dancing, choreography. I am clumsy when it comes to that sort of thing. It takes a lot of work for me to get comfortable with it. Lack of training. My daughter, who took dance for many, many years, it's a vocabulary of dance is what happens as you learn this vocabulary. You have certain motions. The choreographer can put them together. I'll go this way. It's a bit out of the way, but it'll get us there. Maybe I won't go down. Maybe I'll go through the park here. So dance training is very important if you want to be a triple threat, as they say, in musical theater. I'm a double threat. I can act, I can sing, but I can't dance. Let's see what this looks like. Do I want to walk down here? No, the path is completely covered in ice, but probably better on the other side. We'll go over there. Or stick to my original plan, which was to... Yeah, it's no better over here. go right up across the bridge and down the dike on the other side. That's what we'll do. That's the waterfall park, which again has a huge puddle in it, but no waterfall, and won't for some time. Big puddle over there too in the Bell Diamond. Several of them. This is a fairly new condo building. I want to walk that way, I might drown. Here's a tree that never quite lost its leaves. Or are those seeds? Maybe those are seeds. Yeah, they're seeds. Never lost its seeds. Maybe they come off in the spring on that particular species. I don't know. Although it seems to be the only one like that. How embarrassing. Well, I'll probably stretch this out to an hour now, having chosen to come this way. I have a little one by the YouTube thing, so somebody's watching live. Lots of water still standing over there. I don't know why they call it standing water. It's not standing, it's lying out flat. If it stood, that'd be scary. I have that in the Door into Fairy, the last book in the Shards of Excalibur series. The Lady of the Lake creates this enormous water woman figure out of water, which then threatens my characters, of course. Morning. My dog. Another bus stop. Those diamonds are quite drowned at the moment. Again, if I had high enough rubber boots, it'd be lots of fun to crunch through the ice. Always a risk of falling, though. But I certainly remember doing that as a kid, growing up in Saskatchewan in the spring, going out and crunching ice and occasionally ending up soaking wet and cold. Something went awry. There's the legislative building back over there too, on the other side of that. So coming up here is the west end of the path that I follow when I'm following the creek before I cross Elphinstone. But we'll go across the ridge. Morning. That's Sherman Park over there. A random Canada Post truck. Horseshoe pitches are over here. In a year of walking, I've only ever seen somebody playing horseshoes on there once. But there is a horseshoe club, and presumably they come out on a regular basis. I'm just not here when they're out here. HorseshoeSask.ca. New members welcome. I wonder if they have a clubhouse somewhere. Oh, hello. Who's that? Colleen, hi. Yep, there's been a spot or two where I wish it had disappeared a little further, because I did slip once or twice a little bit. But couple of more weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Surely by the end of April it'll all be gone, unless it snows again. There's the creek again. dike on the other side here to make our way back home. I'll stop and get a good angle on it here. The water sparkling in the sun. That's actually foam, I think, not ice. It's hard to be sure. It could be like a layer of snow, unmelted snow. It kind of glistens like ice. And there's a nice glitter on the water now coming along here. Maybe it's floating patches of snow. I don't know. It does make foam when it comes out of the creek, out of the lake, going over the weir. I just don't know. It don't make no never mind. Something I'd kind of like to know, but I don't. Can't know everything. Can't know why I'm talking with this accent either. Neither. Actually, it'd be neither. Neither. I should know, because I used to talk like that. He's something like that when we moved up here from Texas when I was a kid. Got teased for it too. Say weasel. Weasel. Aha. He said weasel. I suppose a weasel. A undoubtedly mated pair of geese over there. Goslings will be appearing before you know it. Trying to make a joke to use like gosling. I've never gosled, but it has to be plural. The joke is, do you like Kipling? I don't know. I've never kippled. And of course, you could do that with most ing words that are also singular. Sometimes it makes sense. Like, do you like eloping? I don't know, I've never eloped. That actually makes sense. Kipling and Kipple is funny. Stake my life on it. Bit muddy up here right now as it melts. Not frozen anymore. I mean, it's gravelly and sandy, so it's not real muddy, but it is a bit. We're going to go down these stairs here. In fact, I think I'll move over here. It's getting muddy enough. It's annoying. Add my footsteps to the dog prints there. Well, the stairs are clear, but then it gets kind of nasty at the bottom. Nevertheless, I persisted. There's a handy bush to hang on to, which I will take advantage of. It's not terribly slippery. Not as slippery as I thought it was going to be. It's more rough. So here we are on coming to Garnet Street. This is where I lived when I first moved to this neighborhood around 1990. Third house down on that side, the little one with the pointed roof, was mine. I rented it. I believe it's been sold since then. In fact, I know it's been sold, so I believe it belongs to somebody now. But it suited me down to a T as a bachelor. 2 bedrooms. One was my den, my office. One was my bedroom. Kitchen, living room. Open plan. Basement with stairs that led right down from the kitchen. And you're thinking, what about the bathroom? The bathroom opened off the kitchen. All to fit into that nice rectangular plan with no hallways. I don't know how many square feet it was, not that many. 700 maybe, 800, if that. I must have figured it at one point for taxes, but I can't remember anymore. 700 kind of rings a bell, or 750. Go this way because I walked in front of Henderson Terrace. Going. Oh, snowshoe hares. Oh, and ice. Again, I was looking at the hares and stepped on an unexpected patch of ice. This is the backside of Henderson Terrace. I almost slipped twice, I think. Down there I just stepped in a puddle, but not enough to get my feet wet. Twice or 3 times on ice today, even though the sidewalks are so near being clear. Like I said, that's almost more dangerous because you expect them to be clear, or you expect it to be water, and in the shade it can still be ice like it was back there. This is Leopold Crescent. We go around the corner in Metallic, and then there's our familiar stop sign. Big new house here. Relatively new. I can remember them building it, but Alice was not terribly old. I remember walking by it, so it was probably 10 years old now. Maybe not quite. Alice being our daughter, who will turn 21 this year, which is difficult to believe, but there you go. Kids do that. Funny, because I'm the same age I've always been. She keeps getting older. It's remarkable. She'll catch me up at that rate. This year she'll be 1/3 my age. Whereas 10 years ago, she was only 1/5 my age, so clearly she's catching me up. And of course, when she was born, at her first birthday, she was like, what? 41, 42nd my age, so amazing how she's aging so much faster than I am. And of course, when she's the age I was when she was born, I'll only be twice her age. The math is so fascinating. Alrighty. Here is our stopping sign. Thanks for walking with me and watching me walk, either live or on the recording. And I'll be back tomorrow for my walk around the lake. Bye for now.